red, white, and blue bunting, flyovers.
Opening day is something that never gets old.
Opening day is a very, very special day. It's just a feeling that you can't replicate.
Adrenaline and excitement going into it and just ready to get things started.
There's so much excitement from fans. It's just like this beginning of a new journey.
It's exciting to be a part of it and being out there on the field and just seeing all the excitement getting ready for the season.
There's just an energy in everybody, the fans, coaches, players. Special, special time to be a baseball player.
It's a big deal to be on a big league roster at the beginning of another season, and just kind of a sense of gratitude and excitement that surrounds that.
Beautiful time to be able to grow as a group, grow as a team, and obviously put yourself in a position to make the playoffs and win a World Series.
Welcome to Cubs Baseball and Marquee Sports Network. MLB opening week presented by PNC Bank. And we come to you from Chase Field in Arizona. And what would you expect? Lots of Cub fans. Cubs and Diamondbacks coming up here tonight. Seiya Suzuki and company back from Japan. Kyle Tucker looking for his first big fly of the year. And Dansby Swanson, of course, in the lineup out there at shortstop as we get ready for Game 3. Yeah, it's the domestic opening day. John Shambi and Jim DeShays, Taylor McGregor will join us coming up. They need a W.
W would be nice.
Absolutely.
Don't panic, though.
Right,
it's early.
Okay.
It's early.
All right.
Yeah, a win would be nice.
Yeah, here tonight, we'll get a look at Justin Steele. He'll be making his second start of this season. And Steele over there in Japan, like Shota Imanagi, was limited because of pitch count to start with.
Yeah, and that will be the story again here tonight because of the odd nature of spring training. Probably 80 pitches or so will be the threshold for Justin here tonight. 100th career appearance, 89th major league start for the lefty.
All right, meanwhile, for the Arizona Diamondbacks, a team that won 5 more games than the team that went to the World Series in 2023. And they've had some changes as you look at what they did this particular offseason. Corbin Burns and Josh Naylor in. Christian Walker, Jock Peterson out. Corbin Burns, by the way, is not going to pitch in this series. Naylor taking over at first base for the departed Walker. But here tonight, the guy that will make the opening day start is Zach Gallen.
Yeah, it will be the third consecutive opening day start for the talented right-hander. Against the Cubs, 4 starts, 22 through 24, posting a 0.72 ERA. He was an all-star, teammate of Justin Steele's back in 2023.
Yeah, indeed. Here tonight, the other component to factor in, it will be the season debut for one Nico Horner. And when we continue, Taylor McGregor will join us, and she will
and more. Go to marqueesportsnetwork.com/newsletter and sign up today.
You're looking at Jefferson Street right outside of Chase Field. Fans pouring in for a domestic opening day. Cubs and Diamondbacks just moments away from getting going. And with that, we will see Nico Hoerner making his 2025 debut. It was decided that Nico would not make the trip to Japan after undergoing off-season right flexor tendon surgery. Nico stayed stateside. He was able to continue his rehab, got at bats in minor league games, and he is feeling good. I talked to him before the game today. He's so excited to be back in the lineup. He feels really good. Now, Jed Hoyer did point out that Nico is not 100%, and as this season gets going, he will need days off to continue to make sure that that flexor tendon is in proper shape. Now, of course, having Nico back in the lineup means contact for a team that struck out 21 times over in Tokyo. A contact bat is certainly a welcome addition. We'll see if it makes a difference. On the flip side of this break, the 2025 season domestically gets underway, and Justin Steele will be on the mound.
Ball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. By Advocate Healthcare. Let's live well and make the most of every moment, game day, and every day. And by your local Hyundai dealer. Find the dealer nearest you at buyhyundai.com. Back here in the desert, we get ready for opening day, part 2 here at Chase Field in Arizona. John Chomby, Jim DeShays, and Taylor McGregor as the Diamondbacks take the field. And let's check out the Cubs starting lineup, brought to you by Binny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Well, as Taylor McGregor mentioned, Nico Hoerner is back, and so this lineup with a little different look, but that guy's still at the top. Ian Happ will lead it off. Tucker will hit in the 2 spot. Seiya Suzuki 3rd. Michael Busch cleaning it up. It'll go Swanson, Hoerner, PCA. Shaw drop to the 8th spot. And Miguel Amaya will hit 9th. And that group will go up against Zach Gallen.
And take a look at Zach Gallen here. 3.29 career ERA. This is his 7th Major League season. 28 starts last year. 14-6 with a 365. And twice finished in the top 5 in Cy Young Award voting. That was in 2022 and 23. Diamondbacks defensively made the fewest errors in Major League Baseball last year. The advanced metrics, not as crazy about them, but still a solid group. It's Gurriel Jr., McCarthy, and Carroll left, center, right. Around the horn, Naylor, the newbie, at first base, Marte and Perdomo solid up the middle. Suarez is at third, and Moreno, he's got a cannon, a quick release behind the plate.
Yeah, this should be an above-average defensive team. Zach Gallen, a guy, as mentioned, his third straight opening day start. One thing we've seen, he has been a stalwart for them, and yet the ERA has climbed each of the last couple of seasons. Back in 2022, he had a 2.54 ERA. In 2023, 3.47 up to 3.65. He's a free agent to be. 29 years old. He's going to get paid. He does it in a unique way, though. He doesn't overpower you with the fastball, but it's got some life at the top of the zone, and then that curveball, and as well a changeup.
Yeah, I think the curveball may be his best pitch. He's not a soft tosser necessarily, but you're right. He's not going to be a guy who just feeds you fastballs. As you look at his curveball usage and how effective it was, league hitting just 148 against him. He and Justin Steele both among the best in the league the last couple of years at keeping the ball in the ballpark.
So here's Ian Happ, and here we go. And the first pitch of the game missing upstairs, says Dan Bellino. A check swing, and Clint Vondrack not paying attention down there at third, and eventually says no swing. Ball one, and we are underway. Gallen back to work. And now the count is 2-0. Ian Happ, remember last year he started 15 of the first 18 in the leadoff spot, and then was moved out of there and then plugged back in on the 30th of July. And the breaking ball drops in for a strike. It's 2-1. And from July 30th to the end of the season, he was the leadoff hitter, and the offense took off.
Yeah, I think he's a real good fit there. He sees a lot of pitches. He'll take walks, and he slugs.
Popped foul. Suarez will run out of room as that lands on the roof of the Diamondbacks dugout.
That strong finish Boog referenced after moving to the leadoff spot. 346 on base, 454 slugging percentage. He tied his career high with 25 home runs last year.
And in those final 51 games, Cubs went 30-21. 2-2 now. Gallen fires. And that is in there, and Happ is gone. Top edge of the zone. And Gallen the strikeout.
Yeah, perhaps Ian hunching on a breaking pitch here. Just gets locked up on a 94-mile-an-hour heater, top of the zone, but plenty of the plate.
Gallen records the strikeout, one away, and here is Kyle Tucker. First pitch swinging, and that's hammered. Left field, Gurriel back some more, and he makes the catch. Well, Tucker not shy, and he put a charge into that one, backing Gurriel up onto the warning track, and there's two away.
Yeah, we always talk about a long at-bat as being a quality at-bat, but sometimes it's one pitch, and he just missed putting the Cubs on the scoreboard here. Just didn't quite catch that one out in front, but you get a sense of how strong he is, driving that ball deep the other way.
Here's Seiya Suzuki. And that curve drops in for a strike back to Tucker. Overall, we talk about pull in the air being the idea. He's a guy, though, that has power in all directions. He can hit it out in that direction to left center.
You got to understand why he did so much damage down in Houston at Minute Maid Park with that short porch and left. Ball carries pretty well to right there as well.
On the ground to third, Suarez picks it up. High throw over Naylor. And an error, and the Cubs with 2 outs have a base runner as Suzuki reaches. Well, the Diamondbacks had the fewest errors in the majors last year. And a miscue at third.
I think the footwork got a little choppy on Suarez down there, didn't it? Let's take a look here. Ball gets in on him a little bit. But that's about as routine as you're going to see, and then he just airmails the throw.
This ballpark opened in 1998 as Bank One Ballpark, and it was a natural grass playing field until the 2019 season, and it moved to an artificial playing surface. 83 degrees, the roof is open. Michael Busch with a count 1-0. Gallen fires.
Yeah, it had been unseasonably hot here the last few days. They almost hit 100 here a couple of days ago. But the roof opened here tonight, and the weekend, the weather looks great. Back into the low 80s.
Suzuki at first, and a throw over, and no tag attempted by Naylor. Say a season ago, 16 stolen bases. The Cubs were 8th in the bigs in total steals last year. And that's in for a strike.
That curveball is such a good weapon for him against left-handed hitters, and Gallen's one of those reverse split guys. He's actually been tougher on left-handed hitters than righties. Lefties hit just .222 against them last year. Right-handed batters 30 points higher.
I think that was the changeup.
Change piece. We like to refer to that as a change piece.
It's opening day for me. You just go slow. 3-1. And a check swing and a called strike.
Did not want to give in with the fastball and was able to land the breaking pitch. Moreno, good job framing that low pitch.
Moreno, who is a very good defender, he's an excellent thrower. Suzuki at first. Here's a 3-2. And that one misses too low. And after the error, a walk and an opportunity for Dansby Swanson. Time now for our keys to the game, and they are brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers and by one Jim DeShays.
Yeah, well, Justin Steele making consecutive starts. That's kind of weird. We don't know how long he'll be able to pitch in this game. We're thinking about 80 pitches. No Ketel Marte, one of the better players in the league, and he just wears out left-handed pitching. And glove affair, and I'm talking about the left side of the Cubs infield in particular, because usually when Justin Steele pitches, it's a busy night for those guys. That would be Mr. Swanson and Shaw.
First offering in for a strike to Dansby, and it's 0-1. See Swanson a couple of hits in the Tokyo series. This one lifted in the air, shallow center field. McCarthy comes on and makes the grab, and the Cubs leave a couple. Justin Steele will take them out when we come back. Salvatore Anthony Lovello, 9th season as the D-backs manager, and he will put A lineup out there that is something else. Last year, yeah, Valley good indeed. They led the majors in runs per game. They led the majors in on-base percentage. OBP is life. And third in home runs in the National League. It is a really good lineup. Justin Steele's first offering is fouled away by Ketel Marte.
It's obviously a big cog in their lineup. Marte, a former Mariner who's put together a real nice career. He's made a couple All-Star teams. He finished third in the MVP voting last year. And as I mentioned, his numbers against lefties are, I would have probably taken the night off, frankly.
The 0-1. Line out into right center field, and that's a base hit. Pete Crow Armstrong sliding, and he cuts it off. Quickly whips it into second, but he can't stop Marte from coming up with a double.
.342 batting average against lefties last year with a .679 slugging percentage. His 18 home runs against lefties led the big leagues. This is a little backdoor slider or cutter that's up in the zone, and Marte rifles it into the gap in right center. If PCA doesn't cut it off, it's in all likelihood 3 bases for Marte.
Here's Corbin Carroll now. Slices one to left, but right at hat. And Ian able to make the grab. One pitch and the first out of the inning for the lefty Justin Steele.
Well, what can we tell you about Justin? .330 career ERA. This is his 100th major league appearance last year. Rock solid stuff. A couple stints on the IL, but when healthy, he was really good, posting that .307. Did not go well for him in Tokyo against the Dodgers back on the 19th. He allowed 5 runs, including a couple of home runs. And he only allowed 12 home runs all last year.
The first one to Gurriel, misses for ball 1. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., their left fielder in his 3rd season with the Diamondbacks. A lot of Cub fans here, and they're making some noise. The 1-0. Right field. Coming on is Tucker. Makes the catch, fires it in, and 2 away. Well, we told you about the Diamondbacks offense. Their lineup is presented to you by Ford, and one of the top offenses in the majors this season to go against lefties. It'll go Marte, Carroll, Gurriel, then Naylor, Moreno, Suarez, Grichuk, McCarthy, and Perdomo.
And one of the things that the Diamondbacks do really well is not strike out. Look up and down this lineup, and just about everybody better than league average in terms of strikeout rate. The exception being Suarez.
In the air, shallow left center field, and it'll fall for a hit. Naylor dunks one in, and the Diamondbacks take a 1-0 lead.
Diamondbacks very aggressive here, not taking pitches on the attack. PCA's first step was kind of directly across instead of in, and that might have been a difference maker. With his speed, he, with a real good break, he might be able to make this play. We'll see how he has to adjust his route. If there's not 2 outs, Marte has to hesitate and read that one a little bit, and he probably doesn't score.
The batter now will be Gabby Moreno. And look at his lifetime numbers against Justin Steele. Not a big sample size, but 7 for 8, 7 for 8.
Yeah. Picking up what you're putting down.
So 1-0 Diamondbacks as Steele kicks, fires. And strike 1 to the catcher. Here's the 0-1. Off the inside edge.
Justin hit 94 on the gun in his start in Tokyo, but you're typically going to see him around 91, 92 miles per hour.
In the dirt, it's deception and the ability to limit hard contact that really make Justin Steele special.
Usually when he's right, there's a lot of balls on the ground to the left side. That was not the case in Tokyo. So far here tonight, everything's been in the air.
Runner takes off. That one bounced foul, third base side.
Interesting to see Naylor on the move there. 2-2 pitch with a lefty on the mound.
Naylor, big guy. Two and two. Steele. Line caught at third by Shaw, and the inning is over. But the Diamondbacks get on the board. An RBI single from Naylor, and it's 1-0. Hey everybody, download the Marquee Sports Network app and subscribe now for exclusive Cubs content you won't find anywhere else. Stream live games, catch up anytime, anywhere. From behind-the-scenes access to in-depth coverage, it's all on the Marquee Sports Network app, presented by Miller Lite. Zach Gallen deals and fires in a strike to Nico Hoerner. Hoerner coming back from that elbow surgery, the flexor tendon. Check swing went too far. One of the things we'll monitor in the early going is, load management, because for Nico, still on a throwing program, trying to get that elbow strong. That one in the dirt.
What Craig said before the game, that if Nico were to play 5 of the 7 games on this trip, he'd consider that a win.
Yep. I think the other thing to consider as far as Nico Hoerner that's relevant is shortstop. Because he probably right now isn't going to play shortstop right away. Probably a month or so away from that. I think Gage Workman would likely be the guy if they needed someone. And obviously in capable hands with Dansby Swanson. That to center, and McCarthy pulls it down.
Yeah, let's hope that need never arises.
Indeed.
McCarthy in center, Carroll in right, 2 guys that can really fly. They also have Alec Thomas on the bench, who's a speedster. It's a big ballpark with some funky angles, so obviously you like to have speed in your outfield in any ballpark, but especially in a yard like this one.
Well, Pete loves it. He loves any ballpark where there is space. Any ballpark where you can run around a lot. So he likes Coors, Kansas City, and Chase Field. And those, by the way, are the 3 largest ballparks by square footage in terms of in play between the lines. And just to give you an idea, last year, consider Chase Field. And you're talking about led the majors in both doubles and triples. So, I mean, it's not hard to look at the configuration of this ballpark and say, yeah, this is a good triples park.
Yeah, and then when you factor in the speed that they have, Carroll had 22 of those 50 triples to lead Major League Baseball.
Gallen to 3-1. And Pete Crow Armstrong will take his base. And now we'll set up an interesting battle just because you know PCA is going to have designs on running and one of the better throwing catchers in baseball behind the plate.
Yeah, so we'll see how quick Gallen is able to get the ball to home plate. If he gives Moreno a fighting chance, he'll have a shot at PCA. But yeah, you're right. I would assume sooner rather than later he's going to take off.
First one to Shaw, breaking ball missing outside, ball 1 to Matt. Picked up his first major league hit over in Japan. Craig Counsell pregame saying his best attribute, he's a quick learner. There goes the runner. And the pitch misses. Throw down to second is too late. Oh,
Don't fall for it.
Don't you do that. Stolen base for Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yeah, Moreno knows he's got to be quick here, and in his haste, just an offline throw. But watch Marte. Deeks like the ball went into center field, and he almost catches PCA drifting off the base a little bit. It's a smart play when you got a very aggressive base runner.
So an opportunity for Shaw to pick up an RBI. So man in scoring position, Diamondbacks leading 1-0. Gallen delivers. And the 3-0 misses, and Shaw will take his base. Well, Zach Gallen, a season ago, the walk rate climbed to close to 9%. And the Cubs here tonight have already worked 3 walks.
And that's something PCA didn't do a whole lot of last year, and that would be the next level for him if he could take more walks because of his speed. He turns walks into doubles.
8 straight balls, and the first one to Amaya misses, and it is 9 straight balls, and now time called, and Moreno and the entire infield will gather to talk to the veteran right-hander. So meeting on the mound, cover your mouth, secret stuff. Opening night here stateside. The roof open here from Chase Field. Yeah, he's thrown 15 pitches, 11 of them out of the strike zone.
Just a little out of sorts, maybe a little amped up opening night.
I'm amped up.
A little extra adrenaline pumping.
I have extra adrenaline.
Everybody, right? You got to have a little butterfly in the tummy on opening night.
I've got a big tummy. Here's Miguel Amaya. And now 2-0, so 10 in a row.
So does that mean you're taking all the way here? Not necessarily. Put him in a box, look for one pitch in one spot. If you get it, take a whack at it.
And a 2-0.
2-0 curveball. How about that?
Unbelievable. That is baseball in 2025 in a nutshell. And Gallen just not able to find the zone.
Pitching away from contact.
And a 3-0. Oh, he got some help from both Moreno and the plate umpire Dan Bellino.
It's on the plate, but it's down below the knees. And again, Moreno's good at elevating that low pitch.
softly to short. Perdomo will pick it up, throw to first, and Amaya is out.
Trying to make an adjustment as Gallen getting on top of that fastball, trying to work it down around the knees. This time it's below the knees again. It induces the ground ball from Amaya. That was the story of game 2 over in Japan against the phenom Sasaki. He walked 5 in his 3 1/3, and Cubs just weren't not able to take advantage of it.
Happ rips one, but that curls foul down the right field line. And that would have played it a couple. I think Ian needs a new bat. It's not surprising that the Cubs are taking walks. I mean, last year they had the 4th highest walk rate in the NL, 6th highest walk rate in the majors.
And newcomer Kyle Tucker, he'll take walks. Always been a part of Ian Happ's game. Big crowd here tonight. What's this place hold? About 50,000 people. There's not an empty seat.
Yeah, 48,633 is capacity. And he'll one. And a good eye by Happ. Crow Armstrong at third, Matt Shaw at second. Good speed out there. And Ian takes high.
Well, even if you don't cash in these walks, forcing Gallen to throw all these pitches is going to impact how long he's able to stay in this game.
That is ripped right field, and it'll touch down and get into the corner. That's going to score 2. PCA is in. Shaw on his heels. Happ into second. The Cubs have the lead. It's 2-1.
That's the way to make him pay for those walks. And we had Nico Horner on the air with us in spring training. He said, don't leave it in the zone if you spin it to Ian Happ, and that's precisely what happens here. Curveball that stays in the zone, and he whacks it to right for a double. And it's brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year and 200,000-mile warranty on every new car. If you spin it in the zone, Nico said, he'll make you pay.
I thought Nico did a great job at spring training. He said he really enjoyed it. There's Tucker slicing one up the middle and a base hit. Around third, coming home is Happ. Kyle Tucker RBI single. It's 3-1.
Good to see the bat of Kyle Tucker come to life. A miserable spring for him, but the quality of contact lately has been better. He hit that deep drive to left first time up on the first pitch. Here again, first pitch swinging. RBI knock.
So Tucker punches that one back up the middle, and the Cubs lead it by a couple. Man at first, 2 down for Seiya. And pitch in for a strike. Pitch number 25 in the inning for Gallen. And remember, back in the first, that 2-out error by Suarez that made Gallen throw 8 extra pitches. So that error a factor along with the wildness, but those are the little things that play into pitch counts mounting. You figure Gallen top end 90 or so pitches here tonight. The 1-1. So Kyle Tucker coming up with the RBI knock. It's bounced towards third, but foul and past Quentin Berry. In Tokyo, one of the issues for the Cubs, 2 through 4, as Tucker, Suzuki, and Bush went a combined 1 for 22 with 7 punch-outs. 2-2 is in there, got him, and Suzuki didn't like it, but it appeared to get the plate. The Cubs get the offense rolling, score 3 times. The crooked number hung up. Ian Happ with the big double, and it is 3-1 midway in the second.
Welcome back here to Chase Field. 3-1 Cubs as we go to the bottom of the second. Cubs had to set their 26-man roster before today's game, so get ready for a long list of moves, beginning with recalling Eli Morgan from AAA Iowa, and also Brad Keller being selected to the 40-man roster. All of that coming as Cody Petit, who was acquired from the Yankees in the Cody Bellinger deal, he has been DFA'd. And then also some injuries to update everybody on. Tyson Miller has been placed on the 15-day IL with left hip impingement. He's been dealing with that.
That is hammered to left, and Suarez will touch them all. And the Diamondbacks within a run, a no-doubter to left field for Eugenio Suarez, 3-2.
He went deep 30 times last year. He's another guy that got off to a slow start, but had a real big second half for the Diamondbacks. He has hit more home runs against the Cubs than any other team in Major League Baseball. Of course, he spent a number of years with the Reds in the NL Central. And again, trying to run that fastball in on him, and it just stays out over the plate. It's a cutter, I guess, at 87 miles per hour, kind of flat. And yeah, there's just nothing on the ground yet for Justin here tonight.
You go since the start of 2018, Suarez the 6th most, and that 212 is now +1. So make it 213. The guy whose career high was 49 in 2019.
Let me guess, 219. Yeah. Everybody's career high came in 2019.
58 guys at 30 homers in 2019.
It's the year Jorge Soler hit 48. We were playing with a Super Bowl that year.
I'm just grumpy that Eugenio Suarez interrupted Taylor McGregor, and I'm not even entirely sure if she got through the entire list of injuries and roster moves. T-Mac?
Yeah, were you keeping notes? Because listen, there's a long list, and I'm upset too, but I'm sure that'll happen again throughout the season, so I'm not going to get my feelings hurt. But just to quickly go back to the injuries, I mentioned Tyson Miller dealing with a left hip impingement. It's something he dealt with at points last season, but they're really trying to fix that. So no foreseeable timeline for him. They will continue to monitor it. And then also out in the bullpen, Ryan Brazier dealing with a left groin strain, also placed on the 15-day IL. And then Vidal Brujan, who turned a lot of heads throughout spring, came over from Miami in the Matt Mervis trade, has been placed on the 10-day IL with a right elbow sprain. So keep notes for everybody at home. We'll be quizzing you later.
Yeah, the Brujan IL is not insignificant because he really is their true backup center fielder. Next pitch outside, and it's 1-2.
And he would be an option at shortstop as well.
Yep.
So that's a valuable piece.
One and two. Steele delivers. And Grichuk takes down and in. Opening night, the roof open. They played their fun music to open the roof, and there was a flyover.
Flyover, they had a DJ, a lot going on here.
Look out, 2-2, hit hard and foul.
Grichuk will get starts against left-handed pitching.
Tenth pitch of the plate appearance is sliced foul. And upcoming number 11. Ours go to 11. Cubs lead 3-2. We're in the bottom of the second. Steele ready to work, and Justin delivers. And that one fouled back.
You just see the body language of Justin. You know, he's not hitting his spots, and you see the frustration.
Eleven pitches, 8 foul balls. 2-2. Hammered foul. Now Grichuk, who will play against lefties mainly in his career, he has clobbered lefties. Against right-handers, Pavin Smith will be their DH.
And he wears out right-handed pitching, so it's a good combo.
2-2, hit hard, one hop, and there's Nico, and his first opportunity, and he handles it.
So Nico shading towards the middle. Ball well struck by Grichuk, but a good quick reaction.
If there was a stat, defensive players hitting the ground, I think Nico Horner would be a league leader. It's just the type of player that he is, and we've certainly seen him turn in more than his fair share of spectacular diving plays. Jake McCarthy here, the 1-0. Bounced up the middle and waiting on it. Swanson throws him out. And there's 2 away.
Justin got a piece of that, I believe. So 1-6-3 if you're scoring at home. Yeah, just right off the tip of his glove. Just slowed it down a little bit for Dansby.
And here is Geraldo Perdomo. Dansby Swanson handling that chance. And again, 1-6-3. If you're scoring, I'm scoring. The 1-0. Line to center. Pete Crow Armstrong right there. Suarez hits the homer. We'll head to the third. 3-2 Cubs.
Time now for our Prevagen memorable moment. We go back to April 15th of last season when Michael Busch homered off Merrill Kelly in his first at-bat of that game right here at Chase Field. It was his 6th of the season and his 5th straight game with a homer, which tied a franchise record, joining Hack Wilson, Ryan Sandberg, Sammy Sosa, and Christopher Morel. Man, he had an amazing April a year ago. And as I send it back up to you guys, I'm going to play our first little game of this season. And you have 2 batters to figure out, or maybe guess, what Ian Happ got Nico Hoerner when the team was in Japan. So I'll leave you with that.
Well, he gifted him something.
Yes, he gifted him something. What a nice teammate.
Did you guys get me anything?
Yeah, it's coming in the mail. There wasn't enough room in my suitcase.
By the way, speaking of consecutive games with homers, you see Tyler O'Neill went deep again today on opening day, the 6th straight year and the 3rd different team he's done it for.
Yeah, you don't want to pitch to him on opening day. He's got to pitch around him.
Cards, Red Sox, and now Orioles, and he's homered in 6 straight opening days. Awkward swing from Busch there. 2-2 on Michael. Are we going to have to guess on that? What did Ian Happ get Nico Hoerner? The 2-2. What do you think?
A Yomiuri Giants baseball hat.
I'm going to need a moment. Gallen ready, and a righty deals. And Busch swings and misses a strikeout. And a 1 away.
You think I'll read. The Cubs home opening series kicks off on Friday, April 4th against the Padres. The Fighting Friars are coming to town. Be here for it. Tickets are available at Cubs.com/tickets.
Here's Dansby Swanson now. And he breaks his bat and lines to short. Perdomo is there. And there's 2 away. The business end of the bat. There it is. So Dansby retired.
Shadoobie.
Shatter.
Like a track star running with the baton.
2 down, Cubs lead 3-2. Nico Hoerner flied to center his first time. What did Nico Hoerner get from Ian Happ? Line the other way. Well, he just got a base hit. First knock of the season for Nico.
Maybe got him a bottle of sake. 101 miles an hour off the bat, opposite field line drive single for Nico Hoerner. A little cutter. Kind of moving away from him a little bit, but we've seen Nico shoot the ball with authority that way quite a bit. And maybe he'll be thinking about swiping a bag here.
Hoerner 31 steals last year, 74 the last 2 years combined. And again, the Cubs did a good job last season stealing bases. Mentioned 8th in baseball in total steals, but they were also pretty good in terms of success rate. 7th in all the majors. In all the land. Good base running team last year. It should be a very good base running team this year. Every base runner the Cubs have had tonight coming with 2 outs. I beg your pardon, 5 of the 7. This one laced to right, pretty well struck. Carroll back and hauls it in. And Pete Crow Armstrong just missed it. Back here in Arizona, and Nathan on X. It's late here in Indy, and this future Cub is getting chemo, but this amazing girl and I were not going to miss tonight's game. Look at that adorable little girl.
What a sweetheart.
Love it. Glad you guys are watching as Steele delivers, and that one popped in the air, slicing into foul ground, and Bush not quite able to get there. Ketel Marte, a double and a run score. Justin Steele, first time through the order, did not register a swing and miss. And even though that's not a monster part of his game, there's usually some. The 1-1. JD.
Yeah, not a lot on the ground either. There's been a lot of hard contact against both pitchers so far here. We'll see if either one of these guys can kind of settle in and string some outs together. And the challenge for Justin, or the problem that Justin faces, is because of the pitch count, he's not going to be able to go deep anyway.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And Marte is gone.
There's your swing and a miss. It's real good depth on that slider. A lot of times with the right-handed hitter, he's just trying to run that slider in on their hands. That time more of a backdoor slider with much more downward tilt.
First one to Corbin Carroll, misses. Carroll lined to left his first time. This guy was the Rookie of the Year in 2023. Put together a brilliant season. Last year got off to a really slow start. 210 through their first 87 games, and then absolutely tore it up. Final 71 at 20 homers, and the OPS over 900. So he found his form, and he's a special player. Great base runner. He's got power and a good defender. The 2-1. First round pick back in 2019 at a high school in Seattle.
Last year he did not do much damage at all against left-handed pitching, so you can be aggressive here.
That one just missed, and Steele wasn't looking as the throw back to him actually sailed over his head. Look at the reaction Miguel Amaya had there. He was terrified that was going to hit him in the head.
Just a little frustrated. Doing a double take, didn't get the call, and then looked away.
So now Carroll, 35 steals a season ago. And the plate umpire Dan Bellino, the crew chief, saying you got to engage the hitter Gurriel. Cubs on top 3-2. John Shelby, Jim DeShays, Taylor McGregor here at Chase Field. And that slider clips the bottom edge of the zone. Steele, an all-star a couple of seasons ago. Last year, remember, opening day, and injured that hamstring. He missed 38 days, and it took him a little while to get in sync, and then eventually he finished out, and he was the Justin Steele we had seen the year prior.
I think it was in the first inning of his start in Tokyo. There was a little slow roller up the line that he went at, but he didn't go down for it.
Yeah.
Good decision.
Steele fires, and that one tapped back to the mound. Justin grabs it. It's high, and Bush able to hang on to the base. Like he threw a changeup.
Yeah, he kind of goosed it a little bit. Sometimes that can be an uncomfortable throw. There will be no challenge. Good job by Michael Bush here. He's on the mound. That can create a little awkwardness. If you have time, you'd rather get off the mound, get on the flat ground.
Good job by Michael Bush, who just got better and better at first base as the season wore on last year. Well, here's Naylor tapping one to short. Swanson collects. And Justin Steele pitches around a 1-out walk. 3-2 Cubs out of the fourth. Back here in Arizona, John Shambi and Jim DeShays, and it is the Budweiser broadcast booth. This Bud's for you and those of you that have been sitting there saying, man, I wonder what it was that Ian Happ got Nico Horner from Tokyo. Taylor?
Yes. I think in television, that's what we call a tease. So we've been teasing everyone.
Yes.
So you ready? Drum roll, please. Okay. 2 handcrafted coffee mugs. I feel like you should have guessed something along those lines.
Coffee related, yeah.
Yes. Like, I know it's opening day, but, you know.
So now, I'm not trying to sit here, but is Ian Happ one of these gift givers? I used to have a grandparent that was like this, where they wouldn't give me something that I liked.
They would get something they liked?
That's something they liked. So, like, I know Ian Happ likes coffee, but, like, I'm not sure whether is Nico a huge coffee drinker?
I don't know. Maybe he just needed some nice pieces for his apartment in Chicago. You know, it's better than nothing because now I'm sitting here as your teammate, Book, and I feel very guilty that JD and I did not bring you anything.
Oh, my God.
That's messed up.
I saw that coming right down Broadway. I'll tell you that right now.
And the 2-2.
Yeah.
He should have gotten him one of those T-shirts. My teammates went to Tokyo, and I got 40 at-bats on the backfield or something like that.
Here's a 3-2. And Shaw swings and misses, and Matt gone on the curveball, one away.
We've seen enough of Gatlin tonight to know he's not going to give in and throw you a fastball regardless of the count. That's not to say he won't use his heater, but not predictable the way he's mixing in that breaking pitch. We've seen Matt get off some kind of funky swings here in the early going. I think Matt Shaw's going to be one of those guys where Hunter Pence comes to mind, where he goes, doesn't look real pretty, but it sure is effective.
Here's the 0-1. Bounced foul of third. I'll tell you what, here in the early going, JD, and we'll talk to Quentin Berry about it, but in terms of scouting report on Q at third base, I would say it's passive in terms of the ground balls in his general area. The 0-2. Check swing did not go, says Phil Cuzzy.
Maybe Q's got a fielding percentage he's trying to protect down there.
There he is. What do you think?
50-50.
Yep.
Possession arrow to the Cubs.
The 1-2. How would you feel about a possession arrow to determine check swings?
That's my rule. If I was commissioner for a day, I'd put that in.
Fly ball center field. McCarthy is there.
Home opener Friday, April 4th. Cubs Padres, first pitch 1:20. And the first 30,000 early arriving fans will receive a Cubs magnet schedule presented by Inabu Churu. Cubs.com/tickets. Why do I feel like I'm on a sitcom?
Band sounds great though.
It's like starring
Mitch
Tom Bosley.
Nachin. Oh, well. First one to Ian Happ, missing ball one. Happer with the biggest hit in the game thus far, a 2-run double in the second.
Good hitting environment here. In terms of altitude, second highest ballpark in the big leagues behind Coors Field. We've talked about the spacious outfield. It's not a great home run ballpark, but a lot of extra base hits.
Do you know what the third highest altitude ballpark is?
I think it's in Atlanta. Truist.
Damn you. Love it. Yes. That's the information I have. 2-2. Hammered right field. This one back. It's got a chance, and it's gone. Ian Happ will touch them all. He's knocked in 3 of the 4 Cub runs. And he'll circle the bases. The Cubs on top. It is 4-2, his first of the season.
Well, there's your leading candidate to be the Benny's Beverage Depot player of the game, Ian Happ. 2-run double, and now 2 outs, nobody on, and he takes care of business all by himself. This home run replay is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. Looked like they were trying to crowd him with a cutter, but he cuts it off. Gets it out in front, line drive home run.
First one to Tucker, missing ball one. So Ian Happ, last year 25 homers. Happy domestic opening day.
The reopener.
The Cubs did not homer in Japan. So first of the season. The 2-0 on the way. Generous from Dan Bellino.
It's been hit or miss down there with Dan tonight. We saw that one that Justin was a little frustrated with last half.
The 2-1. So 151 career homers, and the most in Cub history by a switch hitter.
Closing in on 1,000 games played in his career.
It's been pretty impressive when you look at Ian Happ the last couple of seasons. The consistency, basically right around an 800 OPS, but 153 games played, 158. I mean, he's available, and he's won 3 straight Gold Gloves. Solid base runner. Rolled over foul, and it rolls around in the dugout. Kid who was a 9th overall pick in the 2015 draft, Ian Happ. And he has turned into just a really nice big league player.
The word solid comes to mind.
Yeah. Guy who's going to make a couple all-star teams. He has. I say a couple. I'm projecting. He's made one. And now Seiya Suzuki with 2 outs and a man at first. Tucker on the move, and Suzuki fouled it back. And Kyle had a great jump.
There is action in the Diamondback bullpen. Gallen up over 80 pitches now. Kyle Tucker's not a fast guy, but he's been an effective base stealer in his career.
Seiya Suzuki, you go back to last season and think about the numbers that Suzuki put up. He was 8th in the NL at OPS. He was one of the top 10 hitters in the National League. The 1-1 will not be made. Throw to first, and Tucker back in.
Yeah, that he was that good, I think, sneaks up on a lot of people.
Tucker doesn't have blazing speed, but a good base runner, and again, capable of a 30-30 year. This one lifted in the air out towards center. McCarthy is there, and he's got it. The Cubs add on. Jim DeShays and Taylor McGregor went to Japan, and all they brought me back was this home run for me and Happ. I'll take it.
Enjoy.
Back here at Chase Field, and yeah, folks out there hanging out in the pool. Nobody's in the hot tub. Too hot in the hot tub. First one in for a strike to Gabby Moreno. Steele back to work. And Justin delivers a slider for a strike, doesn't get 2. And now Moreno asks for time. One of the big changes for Justin Steele, when you look at the growth in his career, just throwing more strikes.
And I think coming to the realization that his stuff plays, right? That the cutting fastball and the slider, we've talked about it a lot. Essentially a 2-pitch pitcher, and I'm sure there were times early on in this process where he thought, well, I can't do that. You've got to be able to throw a changeup or a slow curveball. And once in a great while, he'll mix those pitches in. But he's found what works. He's simplified things, and I think that allows him to throw more strikes.
The 1-2 line back up the middle and a base hit. And Pico Armstrong will retrieve it. The leadoff man is aboard. Time now for the Chick-fil-A nugget of the game. Justin Steele, the first Cub pitcher to start 2 of the first 3 games of a season since Bob Rush, 1955. That's a nugget.
Bob Rush started on April 11th in Cincinnati.
That's my birthday.
Happy birthday. And then again on April 14th. So there must have been a couple of rainouts in there, I'm guessing. Bob Rush made a couple all-star teams for the Cubs back in the 50s.
This one laced to right, coming on. Tucker makes the catch. Gold Glover quickly fires it in. That was hit hard. He got a good jump and was able to grab it before it hit the turf.
And Suarez obviously seeing the ball well here tonight. A long home run last time and a rocket to right this time. Tucker wasting no time getting back onto his feet.
Hey, you know, Justin Steele, this is a reach, but I'm still going to do it. He's got something in common with the Diamondbacks manager, Torey Lovullo.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what it is. Ripped left field, and Happ isn't going to be able to get it, and that'll hop over the wall. It'll be an automatic double. And that'll be a break because
definitely
the run would have scored.
Yep. After the Suarez home run in the second, Justin looked like he was settling in a little bit, but good swings against him here in the fourth. Single line out and a ringing double. Got him in another spot of bother here.
JD, now I don't feel committed to my Justin Steele, Torey Lovullo. No. I'll do it. You ready?
Yes. Bring it.
So Torey Lovullo, like Justin Steele, his last playing appearance as a big leaguer was in Japan. He played for the Yakult Swallows.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I was surprised that Torey's been here. Now this is his 9th season. If you'd asked me, say yesterday, how long has Lovullo been managing the 5 years?
Yeah.
He's managed more games than anybody in their history.
He's 59 years old. He has, by the way, one of my favorite opening day stories, as it were. Every year he writes his mom, Grace, a note thanking her for all that she has done for him, thanking her for instilling the love of baseball. She taught him how to keep score and just basically expressing gratitude. And one of the things he's done in recent years is he'll write this letter and he'll make a video of himself reading it to her and send it to her, and then he mails it to her. He first started doing it when he was a coach for the first time in the major leagues in 2011. 2-2 cut on and missed, struck him out, and a huge strikeout for Justin Steele, and now a chance to get out of this.
And just the second strikeout of the night for Justin, but one that he really needed. A couple guys in scoring position. McCarthy unable to make contact.
First one to Perdomo, misses down and in. Geraldo Perdomo 0 for 1, lined out his first time. Their shortstop, a switch hitter. Remember, their top prospect is Jordan Lawler, who is a shortstop. The 1-0. In for a strike. Next offering, and that misses.
Yeah, Lawler, who a couple of years ago he was called up and did a pretty nice job for the Diamondbacks. He's been there, considered their top prospect for a couple of years now.
Hey, I think he made his big league debut at Wrigley.
Good pitch.
2-2 now. Steele a pitch away from getting out of this jam. Craig Counsell and the Cubs have gotten a nice night at the plate from Ian Happ. He has homered and knocked in 3. Cubs lead 4-2, but trouble brewing here in the bottom of the 4. 2 outs. The 2-2. Tap softly to third. Charging is Shaw on the move. Safe at first, and a run scores. And Arizona within 1.
Good try here by Shaw on that chopper from Perdomo, a guy who tough guy to finish off. He doesn't strike out a lot. I don't know if there's a chance this ball would have kicked foul or not. See the way it hit that grass there. It might have. Very tough read for a third baseman when you think you got a fighting chance to make a play on the batter runner.
And Tommy Hotovy out. Justin Steele, we told you the pitch count probably in the range of 80, 85. So he's got lots of room left.
This ball's got a little side spin, and see how it kicks off the grass there. Might have ended up a foul ball. The instinct is to go get it and try to make the play, and the more you play, that internal clock starts to kick in, and then you might realize probably not going to throw him out anyway. Maybe better off backing off and seeing if it'll kick foul. But a real tough play.
First one to Marte. And that one misses just below the strike zone. Dangerous hitter here. JD mentioned a guy that, I mean, just crushes lefties, crushes fastballs. That one hit foul.
Ended up hitting, what, 36 home runs last year, half of them from the right side, half of them from the left. But there with the big boys.
The 1-1 on the ground. Swanson is there. Underhands to Nico, steps on second, and the Cubs maintain a 1-run lead. Cubs baseball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. By Prevagen. Prevagen is the #1 pharmacist recommended memory support brand. And by Wintrust, Chicago's bank. Back in the desert, and Ryan Nelson will take over. So the evening is over for Zach Gallen. And Nelson pumps one inside for ball 1.
And he has been primarily a starting pitcher in his career. 27 starts 2 years ago, 25 last season, and a 4.24 ERA. So he's got a starter's mix. Fastball, cutter, slider, change, and curve.
And Bush laces one to center field and a base hit. Michael is aboard, leadoff man on base in front of Dansby Swanson.
A little running fastball moving away from him, but not a lot of sink. It stays up a little bit, and that allows Michael to barrel it up. His second reach tonight. He walked back in the first. A lot of traffic so far in this ball game.
And Nelson was in the mix for the Diamondbacks rotation. And again, the Cubs catch a break. No Corbin Burns. That was a funky story, wasn't it? Corbin Burns not starting in this series. The 0-1. And that's a little bit high, a little bit outside. Burns and Gallen were the two candidates. Torey Lovullo said that he asked 32 people in the organization, who should I start opening day? And got 16 and 16 as the responses for each guy.
It means that the vice president has to break the tie, whoever the vice president of baseball operations is.
So he could have ultimately gone to Mike Hazen, but in the end he picked Gallen. And Burns, who's such a creature of habit. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Swanson chases upstairs and got him on a fastball at 97 up in the zone.
Kind of a short arm delivery. Looks like there's some deception there, and just a rider just up, and frustrated Swanson has to live with that till his next AB.
Porter slices one to right. Carroll is there, and he makes the catch near the line. Quickly fires it in, and that one kicks off the foot of Michael Bush, but not far enough away for Bush to advance.
It looked promising, but the closing speed of Carroll, he's able to get over there, haul that one in.
So now Pete Kroll Armstrong, 2 down man at first. So by the way, Corbin Burns, who signed 6 years, $210 million, will make his first start Game 5 in the Bronx against the Yankees. Here's the 0-1. Line drive, base hit, right field. Pete Kroll Armstrong on base for the second time.
Yeah, he's had a nice night at the plate, hasn't he? He walked, and then last time out, he hit that deep drive to right, and he's all over this offering. So, kind of a quieter approach in the box. He's moved back in the box.
Yeah, did you read that piece? Mike Petriello wrote a piece. It was interesting about how, as the year wore on, PCA actually got deeper in the batter's box. And the part that I thought was interesting was that in asking Pete about it, so there he was, say in June, and that's when he was August and into September. But it was a logistical issue. He said there's a big hole in the batter's box as the game wears on. And I basically had a choice to either avoid the hole or just step in the hole like everybody else. And so he decided, I'm just going to go deeper. And obviously as well, you want to see pitches for his...
And track the ball a little bit longer.
Yep.
So he has that back foot basically planted on the back of the box, back line of the batter's box.
Yep. Good stuff right there. A PCA, a walk and a single. And that one popped foul back in our general vicinity. JD, I caught a foul ball here.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Off the bat of Tony Womack.
He was a speedy guy.
Yeah, he was.
Did you get him to sign it?
No. 2-2 with 2 aboard. Cubs up 4-3. Nelson on the ground. Perdomo goes to second, safe at second, and everybody's safe. Just a bad choice right there. As soon as Perdomo was turning, I was watching Pete Crow-Armstrong and thinking, okay, that's not the play.
You know, we talk about how speed impacts the game in so many different ways, stolen bases, covering the ground in the outfield, but here's another example, just beating the wrap on a forced play at second base. And he had a big, huge secondary lead. If you're going to try to make that play, you've got to really aggressively charge that ground ball. But with PCA at first base, I think, you know, infielders will rehearse, what am I going to do if the ball hits to me? If it's got a lot of pace, here's what I'm going to do. If it's slowly hit, here's what I'm going to do. And you know, in an instance like that, the conversation you have with yourself has to be first base. I'm going to first base.
So now a golden opportunity for Miguel Amaya. 2 outs and the base is loaded. Cubs have scored all their runs tonight with 2 outs. Hopefully the magic can happen again. 4-3, we're in the 5th.
Talked about the adjustments that PCA made. Miguel Amaya eliminated a big leg kick, and that's what turned his season around last couple of months. A heck of a lot better than he was first half of the season.
Ball to strike at Amaya. Base is loaded. Nelson fires. Check swing and a foul.
And that production from the 8-9 hole, I'm thinking PCA and Miguel Amaya down this stretch made such a big difference in the offense. You think about those 2 months when the Cubs really struggled offensively. Basically, the 8-9 hole were dead. They just were not producing enough. And so when those two were able to get going, the Cubs offense got going as well. They finished 7th in the National League in runs per game.
100%. That helped turn the lineup over. Those two guys, when it wasn't going well, it was really difficult. And when the Cubs offense got going, it had a lot to do with Pete Crow-Armstrong and Miguel Amaya. One-two. Line drive out into center field, sinking, and it's off the glove of McCarthy. In to score is Pete Crow-Armstrong. Here comes Shaw, and the bases are unloaded. Amaya knocks in all 3, and the Cubs have a 7-3 lead.
The Diamondbacks have certainly made some mistakes tonight. Throwing error by Suarez early, the bad decision by Perdomo, and now McCarthy not able to haul this one in. That ball might have been knuckling on him. It was really well struck by Amaya. That's a ball that probably should have been caught. Around and around they go.
Indeed. 7-3, and now here's Ian Happ, has had a huge night. And the Cub fans making noise. Let's go Cubbies. And again, you consider no error on Perdomo on the ball that was hit by Matt Shaw, but it really, really cost him. And it's second, 2 down, the 2-0. All right, give me that Ian Happ note again. That's a cool note. He's hit the Cubs' first homer of the season in 18, 20, 23, and 25. And ball 4, and Ian Happ will take his base.
Well, let's take a look at Ian Happ's work so far here tonight. Struck out first time up. He was frustrated with that. But since then, it's been lights out, double, plates 2, and then that line drive home run back in the 4th. And here in the 5th, able to work a walk.
All 7 Cubs runs coming with 2 outs. New pitching coach Brian Kaplan visiting the mound. As they let go of Brent Strom. So the offense getting going here tonight. And an opportunity for Kyle Tucker. First and second, 2 down. Nelson's pitch. And that's a strike on the inside corner, and Kyle didn't like it.
A little cutter. Looked like it was inside. It was. Ball's in, Dan. Dan said, no, I had it good, Kyle.
Diamondbacks last year, offense was not the problem. They led the majors in runs, but overall ERA, unlucky number 13, starters ERA, reliever ERA, and strikeout rate.
And some of that obviously is going to be influenced by the ballpark and the environs here. But yeah, they did not pitch particularly well. And that's why you go out and spend a whole bunch of money and sign a guy like Corbin Burns.
Although this ballpark has changed. Last year it went back to its old form. But remember, this was the second ballpark to get a humidor after Coors Field. They put in the humidor in 2018, and it drastically impacted what was a big time hitter's paradise. Every ballpark got a humidor for the 2022 season, but prior to last season, the humidor had made this a little more neutral.
Good point. Good point. Yeah. The humidor factor.
But I mean, back in those days, this, prior to them putting in the humidor, this was as good an offensive park this side of Coors Field. 3-2 on Tucker. Popped up. Foul ground. And that'll get out of play.
Hey, Cub fans, go to MarqueeSportsNetwork.com for the latest Cubs news and in-depth feature stories. Presented by Jeff Vukovich, your local nationwide insurance agent. Visit JeffVuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
Amaya at second, Happ at first. It's 7-3. Cubs lead it. And Amaya with the big bases clearing double. 3 RBIs for Miguel Amaya. 3-2. Popped up, foul. And that'll get off out of play. Kyle Tucker, how about this night? First at bat, 1 pitch. Second at bat, 1 pitch. Then he walked on 7 pitches. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at bat. The 3-2. Check swing and a foul.
So it's all about making good decisions, right? You get a pitch in the count early that you like, go ahead and take a whack at it. If not, lay off, work a count, try to get yourself into a favorable situation where you can do some damage, and that's why he's been so good in his career. One of just a handful of players last year who walked more than they struck out.
The 3-2. Foul tipped into the glove of Moreno, struck him out. Tucker gone on strikes, but Miguel Amaya with a 3-run double to center field. The Cubs enjoying a 7-3 lead.
Was when this happened. The roof here at Chase Field opened with fans in attendance. And if you're wondering why that's a big deal, well, for the last 2 years, they have not been able to open the roof here at Chase with fans in attendance because they were scared about cable issues and something potentially happening that would cause injuries to fans. Now, over the offseason, they were able to fix it, and voila, we have a safety system in place to prevent any sort of issue with fans, and so now we were able to watch baseball with the roof open, which is a very welcomed sight.
Yeah.
And then if you're a local here and you come to games on Fridays, Friday fireworks are back, which is also a big deal. So it's awesome that they were able to repair the roof over the offseason, have it open for fans. I did also check, this ballpark opened in 1998. It is the 4th oldest ballpark in the National League. You have Wrigley, Dodgers Stadium, Coors Field, and then this place.
It's pretty wild. Yeah. And they had that funky music that 3 guys in a garage wrote when the roof opens. It's that song. They play this song, this dramatic song.
It's like a garage band that did.
I mean, yeah, like back, I want to say 1998 when the park opened.
Back when Buck Showalter was the manager.
Yeah.
And they were brand new. Now there is action in the Cubs bullpen. Nate Pearson is throwing as Justin is now at 71 pitches. We're thinking 80-ish. Obviously he would love to get through this 5th inning and qualify for the win.
There's Nate.
Double play sure would help.
Indeed. By the way, I love that T-Mac turned into Diamondbacks game show host, and Friday fireworks are back.
That's right.
Believe it.
You know, a lot of the players actually enjoy Friday fireworks because they can get out before, the fans leave.
For the people, yeah.
That's right. Well, you can't do Friday fireworks with the roof closed.
That would be a problem.
That is why it has not happened the last 2 years.
I'm smarter than I look.
I did enjoy the fireworks during the pregame ceremonies, though. Got some nice iPhone photos, so if you want them, I'll send them your way.
I'm good. Center field, and Pete Crow Armstrong, PCA, a couple of steps back.
Don't know why a base runner wouldn't tag up on a ball like that. I mean, not going anywhere anyway, but you see a routine fly ball to an outfielder, he's not going to drop it. Might as well tag up. Maybe there's a mishandle with a throw back into the infield.
I think in the last 15 years, more guys do than we had seen.
Yeah. Well, it used to be you're always taught go halfway.
Yeah.
Tom Kelly, the former manager of the Twins, very smart man, Tom Kelly. He was always tag up on a ball like that.
You played for TK.
I did. Big fan.
Corbin Carroll doing some dancing over there.
He looked like an animated character down there the way he was bouncing around. Got happy feet out there.
What do you got on Clint Vondrak down there at third in terms of height?
Looks like he's got a little height working for him. Yeah.
Bounce to first. Bush has it. Spins and throws. Swanson picks it up. Return to first. And a double play.
Fancy, fancy, fancy. How about that?
There's your Gold Glover at shortstop, Dansby Swanson.
Just immediately fires it to short. Dansby from a knee. Touchdown.
Welcome back. Pre-game firework picture as promised from the one and only Taylor McGregor.
Well, we're calling for a double play for Justin Steele, and he did indeed get it. And it's spectacular work by Dansby Swanson. The throw's off the mark. He has to go to a knee to catch it, and then has the ability to flip that ball back over to first base. And I love the reaction from Nico. He wanted to go jump in his arms. Nico made a real nice play earlier in the ball game, and just spectacular work from the Gold Glover there.
It's always fun when you see players on a big league field get excited by another player, right? I mean, because as fans, we get excited, but even guys who are on the field watch their teammates and say, oh man. Nelson, the 0-1.
Yeah, sometimes it's because they have an appreciation of how hard it is to do what they do.
Say 0 for 3. The 1-1. And now Seiya is 1 for 4. Base hit the other way for Suzuki.
Everybody getting in on the act here tonight. And Seiya just pulls the hands in and delivers the barrel, shoots it the other way for his first knock. Cubs have now hit the Diamondbacks 8-6.
Bush a swing and a miss.
There's been at least one base runner in every half inning of this game.
You look at the year that this guy put together last season. I'm not sure it's, at least in my estimation, appreciated as much as it should be. He was 5th in the NL in wins above replacement among first basemen. The guy behind him, Pete Alonso.
Is that right? Yeah, wow.
So he put together just a really nice, consistent year. Remember in spring training, we asked Craig Counsell, okay, so what about Michael Busch as a defender? And he said, I think he can get to a place where he is above average. And we saw it happen. Check swing and a foul ball.
Yeah, well, I think the hands were always there, right? As a guy who's played a lot of middle infield, you're not worried about the hands. You're just learning the nuances of playing first base. Some different angles, different responsibilities. The Cubs are taking a look at this as if perhaps it hit them. They will not challenge.
Pretty good list right there. Those are some players. 2-2. Suzuki at first. Tap softly towards third. Nelson off balance and a pretty nice play.
Yeah, real nice play. Over there quickly and then able to set the feet and get off a pretty good throw.
Cubs lead at 7-3, 7 runs on 8 hits. Diamondbacks 3 runs on 6 hits. Swanson takes a strike at the top edge of the zone. Dansby 0 for 3 with a strikeout.
Yeah, he struck out last time. He chased a fastball that was way up out of the zone. This time it's a cutter or a slider that catches the top of the zone. Nelson likes to work up with a four-seam fastball like that.
Diamondbacks, by the way, 49,070 in their second biggest opening day crowd in Arizona Diamondback history. If you're into such things.
Yeah, well, they're excited about their ball club here. You know, they won the pennant 2 years ago. Last year, they were eliminated via a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
The final wild card spot.
Yep. Normally, you'd play your way into or out of it. Yeah, good crowd. Full house. And again, remember, Friday fireworks are back.
Be another big crowd here tomorrow night then. You got a swimming pool. You got a lot going on here in this ballpark.
3-1 and Swanson right through that one. Swanson, the only Cub who has not been on base here tonight. Suzuki at second. There's one out. 3-2 on Dansby Swanson. Nelson sets. Payoff pitch. And that one fouled away. You know, we talked about Nico Horner having surgery. and we have mentioned this, but don't forget, he's not the only guy that had a major surgery in the offseason. Nico had the flexor tendon surgery, but Dansby Swanson had the core surgery, basically a sports hernia surgery. 3-2. Pop foul.
Yeah, he played with that a good chunk of the season. Bothered him a little bit the year before, too, didn't it?
Yep. Man in scoring position with 1 out. Here comes the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And he struck him out, and again upstairs, and Swanson foul tipped it into the mitt of Moreno.
It's a pitch out of the hand, just looks so good. You see it well, you think you're going to be able to get on top of it, and it's such good riding action. Just have to have kind of a real top hand, top to down swing to do anything with that pitch.
Nico Hoerner 1 for 3 with a single. Cubs lead 7-3. Suzuki at second. And that one finds the mark from Ryan Nelson. They have activity in the pen. Jalen Beeks. Beeks a lefty. There he is, and he's throwing left-handed. Ground ball, fair ball, base hit down the right field line. That'll score a run. Nico Hoerner an RBI single, and the Cubs add on. It is 8-3 here in the 6th. Welcome back, Nico.
Well, there you go. Another big 2-out knock for the Cubs here tonight, and Nico going to right field for the 3rd time this evening. And we talk about that high fastball and guys that compete well against that pitch, and we've noted it a lot over the years with Nico. He's a guy who can get on top of that high fastball. Try to pull it, it's probably a lazy fly ball to center field.
Pitching change here in the desert, and it's pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
On Saturday, April 5th, Cubs take on the Padres. First pitch 1:20, and the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Cubs flannel presented by Motorola Razr. Be here for it. Visit Cubs.com/tickets.
Jalen Beeks, the new pitcher, and delivers outside. Numbers last year between the Rockies and the Pirates.
So not a big strikeout guy.
PCA lifting that one foul ground. Suarez near the railing and able to make the catch. Insurance Runs brought to you by Gallagher, helping you face your future with confidence. And Insurance Runs brought to you by Nico Horner. Cubs on top here in Arizona. Well, we head bottom of the 6th at Chase Field in Arizona. Cubs enjoying an 8-3 lead. New pitcher will be Nate Pearson.
Acquired last year from Toronto. He pitched 60 times between his 2 stops and posted a 4.48 ERA. 97-mile-an-hour dart at the knees to get started here from the big fella.
The 0-1. Well, JD, one of the things this time of year, you look at a bullpen for the Cubs on the heels of last year where things got so much better as the year wore on. With the acquisition of Ryan Pressly, I think you have a pretty good idea in terms of Pressly and Hodge are the 2 guys in the trust tree, right?
Yeah, I think so, and I think other guys are kind of
who shall join them.
Yeah.
So you look at last year, and I think that the top number and the bottom number are the 2 things that jump out, right? ERA, first 81, last 81. It went from 4.52 to 3.08. And they cut the walks down. That was a huge part of the success. And it'll be a big part of it again this season. But who will join Porter and Press in the trust tree? And a guy like Pearson or Merriweather, we'll see.
And they've definitely added some veterans. Ryan Brazier currently on the IL. He's been around a long time. Caleb Thielbar, the left-hander, new to the Cubs.
I think that was him doing the arm circles.
I think so too, yeah. Brad Keller, who was a non-roster invite, has made the club. Oh, he's just playing old country hardball, Boog, reaching back, rushing it up there at 98 miles an hour. Nate's numbers with the Cubs are significantly better than with Toronto. He had a 2.73 ERA in a Cub uniform.
3-2 in the dirt, and he walked him.
One thing he was able to do with the Cubs, he was able to keep the walks down. He only, 26 innings for the Cubs last year, so it's not a huge body of work, but he only walked 4 and struck out 23. If he's able to duplicate or come close to that, he's going to be in the trust tree.
Ball one to Eugenio Suarez, who homered in the second. Cubs have out-hit the Diamondbacks 9-6, lead at 8-3. What'd you think of Justin Steele tonight?
I thought he struggled. I thought he battled. You know, early on, you know, there's some hard contact, but ultimately, hung in there. Got through 5 innings. He's still kind of almost in spring training mode as he continues to build up. Hopefully, next time out, they'll target more like 90 pitches, and then basically you're talking about all systems go. Ouch.
And that one plunks Suarez, and now 2 are aboard.
Yeah, so 5-run lead, walk hit batter, that's suboptimal, and that's going to bring Tommy Hotovy out of the dugout. Have a little chat. Hey folks, get free MLB.tv with T-Mobile starting today at T-Mobile.com/MLB.
Nobody reads card 53 like you, buddy.
One of my favorite cards.
Tommy Hotovy out there, and obviously a couple of messages. One, trying to get him mentally locked back in after a walk and a hit batter, but also scouting report time as Grichuk is out, and the aforementioned Pavin Smith will pinch hit. Again, an Arizona team that led the majors in runs per game last year, led the majors in on-base percentage. So they didn't make outs. It led to a lot of runs. And a pitch.
I don't know how good of a pinch hitter Pavin Smith is, but he's turned into a very good hitter, especially against almost exclusively against right-handed pitching.
Maya does well on that pitch downstairs. Cubs have a cushion here in the bottom of the 6th, but this is a team that could score and score in bunches. Craig Counsell sitting there saying, I am not interested in your cushion ideas.
And 9 home runs last year. 8 of them came against right-handed pitching. He batted .282 against righties. Slugged well up over 500. That's a good pitch. You got squeezed.
That is a good pitch.
That's a good pitch, and that's a nervous manager. Not egregious, just annoying.
That's right. Not egregious, just annoying. Well, here's Jake McCarthy. Bases are loaded and nobody out. 8-3 Cubs in the 6th. And that one through there for a strike. McCarthy 0 for 2. He's grounded out and he has struck out. And he asks for time. Diamondbacks on opening day and rocking their home white uniforms, the Sedona red, the 0-1.
Oof, another good pitch.
Cubs have a right-hander up. It's Julian Merriweather. And that one fouled away. Moreno at third, Suarez at second, Smith at first. Full house here in Arizona.
You start thinking about Marte because nobody out and he's in the hole.
That one misses down and in, and now no place to put McCarthy.
Trying to get on top of a fastball and drive it down around the knees, outer third.
And that one fouled off.
McCarthy hits the ball on the ground a lot. So a double play candidate in that sense, but he's really fast. So the ground ball has got to have some pace to it if you're going to turn two.
Three and two on Jake McCarthy. All loaded up. And nobody out. Pearson fires. Fly ball right field. Tucker back some more, and he makes the catch. Tagging from third and coming in to score is Moreno, and moving to third is Suarez. It's 8-4. So a run without a hit. And here is Perdomo. And then their big bopper, Ketel Marte, in the on-deck circle. Perdomo fouls one back.
Talked about Jordan Lawler, a shortstop, being their top prospect. Perdomo's turned himself into a pretty darn good player, too. And now that's his job.
Yep. And he's just 25 years old, super steady. Takes that pitch for a strike. Merriweather continues to get loose. He's now joined by the lefty Caleb Thielbar. Here's the 0-2. Stopped a couple of pitches in the dirt. Miguel last year did good work in the blocking department. First and third, one away. Pearson, the 1-2. Fly ball left field. Hat going back, and he'll make the catch. Tagging from third is Suarez. The Diamondbacks pick up another run, and it's 8-5. And here comes Ketel Marte.
Yeah, the trades you're willing to take there if you're the Cubs. A run for an out in both of those situations to try to clean up this inning. So this obviously becomes the key confrontation.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, I think just in that spot, you would have loved a strikeout or a ground ball at somebody. But I'm with you. Take the out. The 1-0 fouled off at the plate. You know, you mentioned Ketel Marte finished third in the MVP voting behind Ohtani and Lindor last year. The Diamondbacks have never had an MVP. They're one of three teams, the Mets and the Rays. The 1-1. Two balls and a strike on Ketel Marte.
Paul Goldschmidt must have come close.
Real close. The 2-1. Center field, Pete Crow Armstrong is there. He's got it. And Pearson does well to limit the damage. It's an 8-5 game as we head to the 7th. Ladies and gentlemen, our game summary is brought to you by Wintrust. And it is an 8-5 Cub lead. Justin Steele, 5 innings, gave up 3 earnings, a walk, a couple of strikeouts, but a big night for Ian Happ. There's Happ in this one with 3 runs batted in. Miguel Amaya with a big 3-run double. As Matt Shaw stands in against Jalen Beeks. Matt Shaw here, 0 for 2 with a walk. JD, my hitting video is not going to be coming out anytime soon.
No.
I am interested to see if long-term, if Shaw can succeed with that big leg kick. That's to the right side, and Marte handles the chance. In today's game, you just see so many guys that have ditched the, the bigger move, whether you're talking about a Bryce Harper or a Christian Yelich.
Yeah, and it's interesting the way he kind of drifts it forward too. It's funky, his setup with his toe pointed backwards. I mean, clearly, if you were scouting him, I'm basing this more on what I've seen in red because we haven't seen a lot of them. But the bat to ball skills are there, the ability to put the bat on the ball. But what happens is when you're in the big leagues and there's so much advanced scouting, and if there's a little flaw, if something about your swing presents a little bit of a flaw that can be exploited, they're going to find it and they're going to bang away at it.
And then the other component is just how hard they throw.
Right.
The gap between the majors and the minors in terms of velocity continues to grow. I mean, the average big league fastball last year was 94 miles an hour. Swing and a miss, and Amaya is gone, and Beeks able to get him.
Beeks has got some funk. Get that little hesitation at the top, real short arm delivery. See how he hides the ball? Kind of that high front side. Watch his front side kind of go up, and then over the top he comes. That's a good changeup.
And Happ swings and misses.
It's quality stash, young man back there behind home plate.
I missed it. Where is it?
Right behind Ian's head.
Oh, there it is. That's like that is a great mustache. That's like a broom. Very animated. On the ground to the right side, Marte picks it up, throws out Happ, our first 1-2-3 inning of the night. Well, the last time and the only other time the Diamondbacks hosted the Cubs in their season opener. Check out these lineups. For the Cubs, you got Patterson, Walker, Garcia Parra, the top three. Jeremy Burnitz, Derek Lee hit sixth. Hollinsworth, Michael Barrett, Big Z. And then on the other side, hey, who's the guy at the top of the order? Craig Counsell. He led off. He had a knock. And he also walked twice. Troy Gloss, Sean Green, Caleb Thielbar on here. Here's the hit as promised. And there it is. That stance and bang. No batting gloves. He looks exactly the same.
Got a very nice ovation from the crowd here when he was announced, not just the Cub fans. Diamondback folks appreciate what he did in a D-back uniform. 2 different stints.
He gets asked about it a lot. I asked him, when you walk into this place, do you think about Game 7 of the 01 World Series? He said, absolutely. He was the hitter ahead of Luis Gonzalez. Got hit by an 0-1 pitch from Mariano Rivera. And the D-backs ended up winning it all. The second World Series championship for Craig Counsell. The first time they won it was 1997. That's laced to center. Pete Crow Armstrong right there. Carroll is out. JD, the lefty on here, Caleb Thielbar.
Yeah, the veteran, he pitched 59 times with the Twins last year, put up a 5.32 ERA. Shows a lot of breaking stuff. Heavy uses of both his curveball and his slider. Caleb is 38 years old now. All of his big league time coming with the Twins, and he's from Minnesota. Just under 7 years of major league service time. He signed out of South Dakota State. An 18th round pick way back in 2009.
One on Gurriel. Oh, clipped the top of the zone. One of the things I like watching different pitchers with different motions and quirks. I love how he puts the ball in his glove. He takes it out and then puts it back in. Watch. And hey. In the air left field. Happ drifting back near the wall. And he makes the catch. I mean, the park held it and just held it.
And kind of feeling for the wall as he tracks the baseball. It's very much like the ball Ohtani hit in Tokyo. That also didn't go out of the ballpark.
Oh my gosh. That was I don't know. I think it was a homer.
I didn't think it was a homer.
There's Josh Naylor, who is 1 for 3. He's knocked in a run. Got traded away from Cleveland in December for Slade Ciccone. In the air out towards right center. Tucker settling under it, and he's got it. And Thielbar able to get a 1-2-3. Kyle Tucker coming up to hit.
It's time now for the PNC slow-mo moments of the game, and we're focusing on Happy Cubs. In half after his double, Kyle Tucker approves. There's Amaya. He batted in 3 with his double. Dansby made his sparkling defensive play, and that got everybody excited.
You know what I want to do this year? In a game where we're winning big. On the ground to third, and Suarez has it. And Tucker retired on 1 pitch. I want the last shot to be of us on the booth cam, but it not actually being a slow motion replay, just the two of us moving really slowly. So like
a high five or something.
Right.
Like sloths.
Yeah. How do you think that'll go?
Yeah, that'll be it. Yeah. Sign up for that.
Budweiser broadcast
Might have to
booth.
rehearse
This
it.
Bud's for you. This is going to be a pitching change. It's brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Top 8, and a new pitcher on as Bryce Jarvis will take over and delivers to Seiya Suzuki, and that's in for a strike. The son of Kevin Jarvis.
44 appearances last year for Bryce, and a 3.19 ERA. And Kevin spent parts of 12 seasons as a big leaguer, spent a little time with the Diamondbacks. There you go. Played his college ball at Duke. I'm guessing he was a teammate of Matt Mervis there. First round pick in 2020.
Yeah, it had to be because Mervis was.
Yeah. So you're Matt signed.
Yep.
He's a Marlin now.
He is, along with son of Mr. Marlin, Griffin Kona. Suzuki down on strikes, 2 away.
Tuesday, April 8th is Loyola University Chicago night. Fans who purchase tickets at Cubs.com/specials will receive a new era Cubs and Loyola cap. Be here for it. That's a handsome piece of headwear there. I like the look of that cap.
Jarvis delivers to Michael Busch. These guys hate each other.
Oh, yeah, Duke Carolina thing.
No doubt. Line drive and a base hit up the middle. Michael Busch wins the battle of college rivals. Duke, by the way, did win tonight. Talking about basketball.
Second hit of the night for Michael Busch to go along with a walk. He's also scored a run. Did the Blue Devils win?
They did.
Handily?
They beat Arizona. It'd be hard for me to give you handily. They won by 7. What's your thought? Is that handily?
Depends on the nature of the game.
Fair enough.
You know, sometimes it's close, ends up 7. Sometimes they're up 14, and it, you know.
Yeah. Pick it up what you're putting down.
Do you have Duke winning the whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think I do so much Big 12. I think Houston has an outside chance to win it. But yeah, I think the smart money would be on Duke. Swanson takes a 1-1 in there, and the count 1-2. Dansby has struck out each of his last 2 times up. The 1-2.
Oh, nice pick. Handled that like a shortstop.
Cubs 8 runs on 10 hits. Diamondbacks 5 runs on 6 hits. Arizona with the game's only error. Jarvis, the kick to 2-2. On the ground to short, Perdomo. That big hop, throw to second, and they get him. Well, he clanked the hop, but was able to gather it back in. Craig Counsell saying, please hold. And they're not going to look at it. They'll go to the bottom of the 8th here in Arizona, and the Cubs lead this one by 3. Back in Arizona, the roof is open. Chase Field, and the news is good. Cubs lead at 8-5. Porter Hodge will take over.
Well, a little misfire there from Porter to get started. He really ascended last year and coming out of nowhere to put together a really solid season after being called up in May, a season that saw him post a 1.88 ERA. 43 innings of work. He struck out 52. Walked 19. He allowed just 2 long ones.
They hit 070 on his sweeper last year. One of the better sweepers in the game, and there it is. See, Hodge, he actually starts with the split finger grip. He does have a splitter. 1-2. Didn't throw it a ton. He threw it 8 times last year. Has not thrown it so far this year. The 1-2. Bit high.
Yeah, it's one of those things you can play around with it in spring training, but when you're in his role, he's going to be pitching in a lot of high leverage situations, and there won't be an opportunity to really, tinker with things out there.
2-2. But man, he was impressive last year. Hodge ready, here comes. On the ground, and a base hit into left field.
Well, the only time they got Moreno out tonight was his first time up, but he had a rocket down to third base for a line out, and that at bat just does a real nice job. Watch staying in the zone a long time. Fooled out in front on that front foot, but the hands stay back.
And it was a ball.
Able to kind of slow the swing down.
Hodge at times in spring training had some issues throwing his fastball for strikes, and that one up and in, and that was a fastball. How do you do?
He got hit by a pitch last time he was up there. This fastball buzzes the tower. I mean, my goodness, that could have been ugly. Take a little extra time here to regroup.
Two balls, no strikes to count. And Suarez comes up empty on the old 2-0 sweeper.
Well, when the fastball is hard to command, go to plan B, and that sweeper is such a good weapon for him. Sometimes guys command their breaking ball better than the fastball.
That one ripped, curling, foul.
Presley will be slated to pitch the 9th, no doubt. It would be nice to hand him this 3-run lead.
Up and in. This is baseball, right? I mean, look, the fans don't like it. Suarez doesn't like it. He clearly has trouble commanding it.
Yeah, so if you're Suarez here, you got to sell out on the slider. I'd be stunned if they threw him a fastball here.
Hodge ready, man at first, nobody out. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got him.
But just a beautifully executed slider. That's a tough AB, man. When you've had your tower buzz twice like that, it's tough to cover anything out away.
The 0-1. That's a little bit high to Pavin Smith. Smith, who came up as a pinch hitter in the 6th and walked against Nate Pearson. Cubs lead at 8-5. Cubs have hung crooked numbers up in the 2nd. They scored 3, and in the 5th they scored 3. Ian Happ's had a big night. So's Miguel Amaya. Ooh. The 2-1. Foul tipped into the mid of Amaya. Two and two. Moreno at first. In the dirt, and it skips away from Amaya, who will go retrieve it. A wild pitch.
Might have been the splitter right there, Boog.
I think so.
I'm assuming he would only use it against left-handed hitters.
Check swing, and he went, struck him out. Hodge gets Pavin Smith, and there's 2 away.
Goes back to that slider, good tight one. Smith has a hard time recognizing it, tries to check up, cannot. It's counterintuitive, isn't it? You think, well, the fastball is a straight pitch, essentially. Should be easier to command that pitch than a breaking ball, but some guys it's not the case.
McCarthy 0 for 2. Does have a run batted in with that sac fly in the 6th. And fouls that one back. He's won the battle at center field, at least for now, over Alec Thomas. Thomas, a superior defender. But McCarthy had a good year last year at the plate. And both guys, JD mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, both of them can really run.
Well, you know, there was talk, and it has happened at times, where all 3 of them are in the outfield at the same time, McCarthy, Carroll, and Thomas. Some have argued it's the fastest outfield in history. I don't know if you can measure that. I don't know if anybody's taking a look at the 1932
sprint speed.
Somebody or other, yeah.
I got you.
But you know, it's pretty safe to say that over the course of time, athletes have gotten bigger, stronger, faster.
The 0-2. Center field, Pete Crow Armstrong. PCA slowing down. He's got it. And Hodge pitches around a leadoff single.
is time for the Allstate Good Hands replay. Nico Horner flashing some leather out there at second base, gobbles it up, and throws out Randall Grichuk. Nice play, Nico. And look at that. And now he gets the bat. That's good producing right there.
I missed you, buddy. Jarvis fires, and Horner takes inside.
He's been very right field centric tonight, has Nico. He's hit the ball 3 times in that direction. And hit the ball hard out that way. Carroll has cheated over towards the line a little bit more.
The 1-1. And that's tapped foul.
The Diamondback outfielders play deep, and because of the deep gaps and the deep corners here, they want to give themselves a chance to run down, those gappers. Carroll now cheating in just a little bit in right. But McCarthy, I've been keeping an eye on him all night. He's played everybody pretty deep out there in center.
One of the things we've seen in baseball over the course of the last, I'd say, about 6-7 years, you're seeing outfielders play deeper and deeper, and outfield defense on the whole has gotten better and better. You look, Mike Petriello sent me something the other day. If you look at batting average on balls in play, on balls hit 220 or more feet, and you just go over year by year, it just continues to go down and down. And as Horner takes the walk, last year on balls hit 220 or more feet, so that's sort of accounting for taking a shift out of it during those years. It was 298, and in 2015 it was 312, and it's just gone on this downward trajectory. The players in the outfield are faster. In the air, right field, Carroll going back and comes in and makes the catch. The other thing, JD, and this is funny, but center field especially,
yes,
they're younger. So one of the things nowadays in the game, there are just no center fielders who are 30 and older playing every day. All of the center fielders nowadays are
was not aware of that.
Young guys who can really scoot. That's running fast. We'll get a graphic for that.
Huh.
Pete Crow Armstrong at 23.
Yeah.
So you just don't have a ton of them.
So there's not a single.
No, that not a single.
But general, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it makes sense too, right? You're willing to give up the occasional dunker in front of you to not give up the extra base. I mean, I think you have to be willing to change your philosophy over the course of a game. Obviously, if you get into a late game and it's tight, and you got a guy in the, kind of a punch and Judy hitter in the box, you're probably going to cheat in a little bit.
Yep.
But macro, it probably makes sense to play deep again, especially in a big ballpark like this.
All right, so here's the note that Mike gave me. The average center fielder in 2016 was 27.6 years old. The average center fielder last year was 26. And only 4% of center field plate appearances have come from players 30 or older.
They move them to the corners.
Yeah. Last year, only 4% of center field plate appearances come from players 30 or older. Watch because you love the Cubs, but stay for the dorkiness. Why don't you? That's the third. That's a heck of a play. Suarez to second. Safe. And Shaw is aboard. Can you do hit on that? Yeah, they just did.
That's it. Yeah, it was just, again, Suarez had no easy play there, either second or first. It was not going to be easy for him. He decided to take the short throw. Nico, with his speed, able to beat it. And I think Shaw's going to beat that out, too, if he tries to make the throw all the way across the diamond to first.
Cubs looking for a little add-on here. Jarvis, a 1-0. And Miguel Amaya takes that one outside the strike zone, down 2-0. Miggy with a huge hit in the fifth. The hard hit liner out to center that McCarthy couldn't come up with. It went as a 3-run double. Line drive, left field. And that'll touch down and get into the corner. In to score is Nico Hoerner. Here comes Shaw around third. He's in to score. It's a 5 RBI night for Miguel Amaya, and the Cubs enjoying a 10-5 lead.
Have a night, Miguel Amaya. Just a nice, smooth pass at that one. 105 miles an hour off the bat, all the way into the corner it goes. And 2 big runs. We'll see what that does to the Cubs' pitching plan in the bottom of the inning. Presley was up, but they may alter that plan.
And now it's Ian Happ. Happ's knocked in 3. And he's hit the Cubs' first homer of the season. High fly ball down the right field line. That one curling foul. Miguel Amaya, by the way, it's his second career 5 RBI game. One and 2. The pitch to Happ. And Ian takes outside. Happ has struck out, knocked in 2 with a double, hit a solo homer, walked and was left stranded, grounded to second, and he gave Nico Hoerner 2 coffee mugs as a gift upon returning from Japan. Handcrafted. He's doing it all.
It's really a 5-tool player. Include gifting.
The 2-2. On the ground right side, Marte gathers it in. And Happ retired, but Miguel Amaya have a night. He knocks in 5. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th, and it is 10-5, and that's only out number 2. Okay. Kyle Tucker's gonna hit.
Hey,
how many outs?
Had me convinced. I was putting the line. This,
you were done.
2 runs on 2 hits.
So that was not the 3rd out. There's a man at 3rd now with 2 outs. JD, 2 outs now.
2 outs. It's tough, early in the year, coming out of spring training, it's tough to go 9.
Yeah. I'm running out of gas.
Tucker at times tonight has been very patient. Other times he's been really aggressive. He's hacked at that first pitch in 3 of his at-bats. He's a big, strong kid.
Swing and a miss. And Jarvis gets him to chase, and that is out number 3. Miguel Amaya, have a night. 5 runs batted in. Cubs up 10-5 on to the bottom of the 9th. Well, probable starters for the rest of this series tomorrow. Please join us, Jameson Taillon and Merrill Kelly. Then coming up on Saturday, it'll be Shota Imanaga and Brandon Pfaadt. And then the series finale, Matthew Boyd and Eduardo Rodriguez as the lefties square off. So J-Mo and Merrill Kelly tomorrow. Here is Ryan Presley.
The veteran right-hander worked 59 times for the Astros last year and posted a 3.49 ERA. Worked 1 inning over in Tokyo, so this would be his 2nd appearance of the year. He started loosening in the bullpen. It was a save situation. That is no longer the case.
But I think pretty safe to assume that in the early going he is going to be getting the bulk of the save opportunities.
Doesn't quite have the giddy up on the fastball that he had a few years back. He has good breaking stuff, sliders and curveballs, both real effective pitches for him.
In the air, left field. Happ got a good jump on it. And there's one away. Time for our toast of the game, and it's brought to you by Binny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Miguel Amaya with a big 3-run double earlier in the game. That came in the 5th, and then in the late stages, Amaya knocking in 2 more. 5 runs batted in. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Production from up and down the lineup here tonight. The only guy that really wasn't able to contribute offensively was Dansby, but he made a sparkling play in the field. Comes with 12 hits tonight. They've also taken 5 walks.
Marte is single into right.
This guy can really swing it.
Yeah, he is a beast. So man at first and 1 out. And that one laced out into right center field. Pete Crow Armstrong will pick it up, bobbles briefly, but Carroll is thinking 2 the entire way, and now they're at second and third and 1 away. And now it's starting to get interesting.
I'd like to see a foot race between PCA and Corbin Carroll. Off the end of the bat a little bit. Pete taking a peek to find Carroll mishandles. Guessing they'll rule that straight double.
Indeed. First one to Gurriel. Hit on the ground, out to short. Swanson takes it in. Throw to first. Run scores. And it's 10-6. Cubs leading at 10-6. And Presley an out away from nailing down the Cubs' first win of the year. To kick the 1-0. Presley ready and fires. And that one finds the mark. Good slider. Runner takes off for third. There's Horner. Gathers it in. Over to first. Ball game. Cubs win. Presley finishes it off, and here in Arizona, the Cubs down the Diamondbacks 10-6.
And nice night for the Cubs. A big crowd here. A lot of Cub fans in attendance, as there always is in this ballpark. And they put on a real nice offensive show. Justin Steele picks up the win. Bullpen, for the most part, gets the job done. High fives all the way around.
Cubs win it. And that'll do it from Chase Field. Nice to be in the win column. I said it at the start. Need a W.
Need a W. It's a critical win, Boog.
For Jim DeShays, Taylor McGregor, and our entire outstanding crew, I'm John Shambi. Thanks so much for watching Chicago Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Again, the final. Cubs win it over the Diamondbacks 10-6. Tomorrow, game 2 of this 4-game set. Jameson Taillon taking on Merrill Kelly. Coverage begins at 8 Central. Up next, Cubs postgame live with Cole, Elise, and Cliffy. Cole, take it away.
Thank you very much, Boog. A win. It looks fantastic no matter how you get it, man. Cliff, how about 6, 7, and 8? They were productive this evening.
Yeah, scoring 6 runs.
Yep.
Only 1 stolen base by PCA, but you know it's great to have Nico back in that lineup.
Yeah, 6, 7, 8 we're good. How about
number 9? Miguel Amaya, a couple
career
of doubles,
evening.
5 ribbies. Can't ask for much more out of that spot.
Ties a career high. We'll have that. Plus, T-Max, she'll be catching up with Ian Happ. That and more on Cubs Postgame Live.